Attorney Giran, join us for our open forum po. Talaga pong in demand kayo sa mga miyembro ng Malacañang Press Corps, and I hope our colleagues in the Malacañang Press Corps will raise their questions. Simulan na po natin ang ating open forum. Yusek Roque, please.
Yes, good afternoon, Secretary Roque, Attorney Giran. Good afternoon po. From Prince Goles of Politico Abante, in your recent vlog interview with actress Aiko Melendez, you seem to have changed your tune about running for public office in the next elections. Are you now open to seeking election to the Senate?
Hindi naman po nagbago, no? Sabi ko nga, para maging epektibo ako bilang tagapagsalita, kinakailangan isang tabi muna yung mga planong yan, no? At sabihin kung anong kinakailangan sabihin sa taong bayan. Kung ikaw kasi palagi nanliligaw, limitadong iyong pwedeng sabihin, limitadong iyong aktwasyon, no? Pero ngayon po, I think I've been liberated. Bereft of political plans, I can say what I say and in the manner that I think should be done. So hindi po nagbabago ang ating paninindigan. Melo Acuña, please.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. I owe you one good lunch.
Yes.
Salamat, narito si Attorney Giran.
Yes, sir.
I just want to find out from the good head of PhilHealth, ano po yung PhilHealth na namana ninyo nang kayo ay mag-assume sa inyong opisina? How was it? Ano po yung PhilHealth noon?
Namana ko po. Of
Opo.
course, namana ko po yung yung papahiya ng mga tao, Pilipino. Pinapahiya ng PhilHealth dahil mga PhilHealth daw ay magnanakaw, may IRM, yung iba sinasabi sa akin ng taga PhilHealth dito nang pumasok ko bago lang. Sabi niya, sir, mag-ingat kayo, sir, dahil babatuhin kayo. Ako din na ako kayang batuhin kasi yung service ko bulletproof yan, din na kaya yun. So all these things, all these negatives, no? And sabi ko nga, ito na, lugmok na. From all fronts, even in Congress, two houses investigating PhilHealth, napakahirap. And kako, wala na akong magawa dito kasi lugmok na nga eh. And sabi nga sa Australia, if you're down under, there's no other way to go but up. I have to be positive. Kayang-kaya natin ito. Ang lang, tulong-tulong na tayo. Huwag tayong magpahiya ng taga-PhilHealth. Tulungan natin taga-PhilHealth kasi ito lang po ang corporation. Ito lang po ang korporasyon na nagbibigay ng kasiguruhan doon sa mga healthcare benefits ng tao. Pag na-hospital ka, kahit wala sa hospital, because lahat ng Pilipino dito miyembro, bawat miyembro ay protektado, no? Kalusugan ng lahat sigurado. So dito lang po. Ito nga, kahit nga inaano natin dahil because of the importunings of the President na huwag muna itaas ang premium contribution ng ating direct contributors to 3.5% from 3. Sige lang po, okay lang. Basta suportahan lang tayo ng gobyerno. Okay. Ito. Bayad tayo ng utang natin ang lahat.
Opo. Natagpuan na po ba yung 15 bilyong pisong sinasabing nawawala sa PhilHealth?
Sa totoo lang po, sir, hindi po nawawala. Andyan lang. On record po, ang utos po ng Senado at saka ng lower house, sabi i-liquidate. So sa ngayon po 92% na. 92% na ang liquidated. So kukunti na lang po, sir. At I will not allow this. I will not allow that yung pera ng Pilipino mawala. Sir, galing ako sa NBI po. Hindi pwede mangyari sa akin yan.
Opo. Nabanggit po sa akin na may utang para po ang PhilHealth na 600 million sa Red Cross at mga 1 billion sa Medical City. Are these isolated incidents?
Ang utang po natin sa PhilHealth sa ngayon is something like 400 millions, no? Sa Red Cross pala ay something like 400 millions, no? And then sa totoo lang, because meron pang advance nung unang ginawa during the time of previous PCO Morales, merong advance na 100 millions, no? So sa total po, ang natira na lang something like mga 300 millions na lang po. And our history of payment is klaro. Sige naman ang bayad natin, basta lang matapos ang validation ng mga test, no? So sa kabubuan nga po ang nabayad na po natin is 3.4 billion something, no? Yun ang bayad natin ngayon. So kanina nga may napirman ako na cheque something like 100 millions, no? May tatlong cheque yun So sa totoo lang po, binabayaran naman po natin. Kaya lang, all those submissions na Red Cross ay subject to tinatawag natin na validation po.
Opo,
Yung
yung
isa
po sa
naman,
Medical
sa-
City,
Medical City po.
1.052?
Pina-check po natin yan, sir. Sa totoo lang po, hindi naman 100 billions ang utang kasi may mga claims po na binabalik. Sabi ko nga kanina, may mga claims na not so good claim, no? Not so good claims. So binabalik yan dahil may depekto. And then to do that, we give instruction what to do para ibalik nila yung claims na previously denied for some reasons, and then eventually we will reprocess that again. And sa katotoo lang, meron tayong tinatawag to counteract this para bigyang remedyo. Meron tayong opisyal na pinapadala doon sa mga regions, no? Yung tinatawag natin reconciling officers para i-reconcile ang two conflicting records. So, yan ginagawa natin, sir, para maibsan yung mga utang natin. Sir, utang yan ng gobyerno, utang ng pilit yan. Utang yan dahil sinisiguro natin yung health benefits ng ating mga kababayan. So, hindi pwedeng hindi bayaran ng gobyerno yan.
One last point, sir. I just want to find out how financially stable is PhilHealth today compared with other health insurances in the region, let's say ASEAN.
Kung ano lang po, kung PhilHealth lang po, we have money. We have money. As a matter of fact, sige naman po ang ating collection. May collection naman tayo. At saka, meron pa naman tayo, in the event na medyo pahirapan ng collection, meron pa naman tayong reserve fund. Reserve fund something like, how much? 132 billions po as of November 30 of this year. That was the
Last
latest.
year.
Yeah.
As
Yes,
of
sir.
November 30 last year.
Last year po, 132 billion. So, just in case doon natin kukunin. Pero meron pa naman tayong pera.
Okay. Maraming salamat po. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Welcome po.
Melo. Yusek Roque, please.
Yes, Secretary. A question from John Punsalan of ABS-CBN. Kamakailan daw po sinabi ni Chad, Chairperson De Vera, na pinayagan na po ni President Duterte ang limited face-to-face classes para po sa mga piling courses. Anong mga kurso po ito at saang areas?
Well, ito po ay para sa medical and allied programs. Ito po ay sa mga med schools and yung mga medical allied programs sa mga higher educational institutions sa MGCQ at para po sa mga higher education institutes o institutions in GCQ areas with base hospitals that cater to COVID-19 patient. Ito po ay para hindi tayo maubusan ng mga doktor, no? Kung hindi po magpapatuloy yung mga face-to-face ng mga doktor and allied medical profession. Nauna po nito, pinayagan po ng IATF na mag-resume yung face-to-face clinical internship program ng UP-PGH, no? At ito po ang memo po ni Executive Secretary came after the IATF resolution po na pinapayagan na nga yung UP-PGH internship program.
Okay, thank you, Secretary.
Maraming salamat. Trish Terada, please, of CNN.
Hi, good afternoon, Spox. Sir, kagabi po si Secretary Galvez, he sought the President's help in the campaign to boost vaccine confidence. In what way does the NTF or IATF want the President to help? I'm asking also, sir, because I'm wondering kung yung vaccination po ng Pangulo, final na po ba talaga na it will be done privately or was there some sort of change of mind after humingi ng tulong ni Secretary Galvez kagabi?
Oh, well, sa communication plan po, importanteng presidente, kung napapansin nyo, yung ating kampanya na ginawa dito sa OPS, yung Ingat Buhay para sa Hanap Buhay, in the end, the endorser was the President himself na nagsasabing tatlong salita lang naman, no? Mask, hugas, at iwas. So, sa mga ganung paraan po, we recognize that the President is the best communicator for the NTF and our anti-COVID-19 efforts.
Mhm. Sir, yung vaccination po ng Pangulo, final na po ba na it will be done privately?
I think so. He has said so. Sabi nga niya, dahil sa puwet siya magpapasaksak, so hindi po pwedeng public.
Okay. Sir, doon na lang po sa contact tracing, bakit daw po nabawasan or yung budget for contact tracing? Because I remember I remember si Sir Benjamin Magalong said that nag-expire daw po yung contracts ng mga hinire na contact tracers on December 31 and 15,000 lang po yung na-rehire due to budget constraints. Is the government or the IATF considering na dagdagan po yung pondo for contact tracing given na ito nga po nagkakaroon tayo ng spread or dumating na po itong UK variant dito sa ating bansa?
You know, Trish, I really doubt na babawasan natin ang budget for contact tracers at this time, no? Pero nangyayari kasi, marami dun sa mga hindi plantilla positions, nag-expire sila last December. My entire office, except for those occupying plantilla, have not received their paychecks kasi ganun po yung nangyari sa gobyerno, no? After last year, kinakailangan ma-renew mga kontrata ng mga non-plantilla personnel, no? At I think that is the case also with the contact tracers. Pero ma-renew din naman po yan at ma-receive din nila yung mga sweldo nila. But I'm telling you, in my office, it's around 60% of the people na wala pa pong sahod din dahil na nag-expire yung kanilang appointments as of December.
Mhm. So kumbaga sir, hindi naman po maaapektuhan yung contact tracing. Kumbaga, i-boost pa ba po natin? Do we see the need to boost contact tracing efforts at this time?
Kung ang karanasan po nila ay karanasan ng aking opisina, may utang lang po ang gobyerno sa kanila, yung kanilang sweldo ng A15. Pero I think it is forthcoming, yung renewal ng mga
Okay.
kontrata.
Thank you, Secretary. Salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Trish. Yusek Roque, please. Yusek Roque?
Yes, Secretary. Question from Alan Nawal of PNA para po kay Attorney Giran. There are those who have paid daw po their premiums under the new table. Will the excess amount be prorated to their next contribution if the new contribution schedule is suspended?
Attorney Giran?
Tititas na funds to ano na lang yan, ma'am, sa nagtanong, yung sobra po sa bayad na dahil dinifer nga natin yung pag-collect ng 3.5% this year 2021. It will be treated as advance payment na lang.
Okay. Thank you, Attorney Secretary Roque.
Thank you. Joseph Morong of GMA, please.
Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sir, yun lang pong kahapon sa decision ni Presidente. No? Can you tell us the kind of discussions that you had and with the President as far as revoking the relaxation of the age restrictions? Were there sentiments na baka the government is worried na if we allow the 10 to 14 to go out, baka masisi pag dumami yung cases because of the new variant? Can you just give us the rationale why the President revoked the IATF and then address lang sir the sentiment no na bakit parang urong-sulong tayo at pabago-bago yung mga decision ng gobyerno?
Wala pong discussion. What you saw and heard is what the President said. Ang sabi po niya, stay home muna ang mga 10 to 14 kasi nga may bagong variant at doon sa karanasan ng buntok, pati bata nahahawa. Samantalang dati, yung normal variant, parang kakaunti yung mga batang nahahawa. So habang wala pa tayo masyadong alam tungkol sa new variant, stay home na muna. Bagamat sinabi nga ni Presidente, naintindihan ko naman na kung bakit kinakailangan ganyang magdesisyon. Kaya lang, syempre, no, tatay at lolo po ang ating Presidente, no, ang kanyang pangunahing concern pangalagaan ang kalusugan ng ating mga kabataan. So, yun lang po yun. Habang hindi pa tayo masyadong maraming alam sa bagong variant, stay home muna po ang mga bata. And your second question is...
Ba't parang urong-sulong tayo sa some of
Hindi
the
po.
policies that we're
Hindi naman po.
implementing?
I don't think so, no? Kasi IATF was created by the President to assist him as a recommendatory body. In fact, the IATF has no legislative foundation other than exercise of executive power, no? So, hindi naman po tayo nag-uurong-sulong. As far as I know, this is the first time na and the second time, no? Second time na revoke ni presidente ang isang rekomendasyon, no? Yung una po yung pilot face-to-face sa mga eskwelahan, pero inexplain din po niya, no, na habang dahil nga sa new variant yan, no? Kung walang new variant, sana natuloy yung ating pilot ng face-to-face sa school experience, no? Ngayon po, ito na namang 10 to 14 dahil din nga po sa new variant. So, sa tingin ko naman po, maintindihan ng taong bayan kung bakit ganito ang desisyon ng presidente because we don't know enough about this new variant.
Sir, I'd like to go to, by Friday ba, sir, are we expecting any announcement from the government as far as the new community quarantines for February are concerned?
We're meeting in the IATF at 2 p.m. And we'll be submitting a
so-
recommendation to the president. Like last time, the president announced it or authorized its announcement even prior to the filing of appeals, no? So, pero I think from the report of Secretary Duque, makikita niyo yung areas kung saan talagang tumaas yung 2-week attack rate at kung saan nasa critical na yung ating healthcare capacity.
Okay, before I go there, so when are you going to announce the new quarantines?
Ay, hindi ko pa po alam when it's actually decided, no? When it has been recommended by the IATF and when the president authorizes its announcement.
Yeah, the areas that Secretary Duque mentioned last night was going to happen to those, and then yung mga binigyan nyo ng data na 2-week growth rate na mataas and average daily attack rate and also health system. Can we expect a tightening of community quarantines for these areas, the ones that you mentioned and Secretary Duque mentioned last night?
Ilang minuto na lang naman po, no, magmi-meeting na ang IATF. So, wag na po natin silang pangunahan. Pero established naman po ang criteria natin, yung attack rate at saka yung healthcare utilization, no. So, I guess you can say na yung mga nasa critical care, yan po isang ground for escalation, pero babalansehin naman po natin. Dahil may iba pa tayong mga factors na tinitignan, gaya ng social factor at saka economic factor.
Okay. So just one last question. Can we say now na yun pong bagong COVID variant has contributed to the increase of cases in the Philippines or in specific areas? And given that, sir, di ba meron kayong proposal before na you're looking at declaring some areas under the new normal? Now, because of the new variant, are we parang hindi muna tayo magde-declare ng mga area under new normal because of the threat of the faster spread of the new variants?
Again, this is a collegial decision. In principle, IATF agreed na talagang wala ng community transmission, bakit hindi? But we still have to see kung meron pang areas ngayon with the new variant na walang community transmission. Let's wait and see.
And so yung pong increase in the number of cases, we cannot attribute that whether it's coming from the new COVID?
Limited pa lang po yung rinireport ng ating DOH na mga kaso na new variants, no? So I leave it at that. Maliit pa po yung mga numbers na i-report ng DOH, but given yung increased infectiousness, no, syempre po, no, inaasahan natin yung pagtaas din.
Thank you for your time,
paulit-ulit
Secretary,
po,
and regards, Attorney Garan.
bagamat paulit-ulit po natin sinasabi, bagamat new variant po siya, pareho pa rin ang ating panlaban, no? Yung mask, hugas at iwas. Back to you, Sec. Roque,
Yes, sir.
please.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Secretary Roque. From Kit Kalayag ng Manila Times, the President daw po promised to give the free vaccines to soldiers and their families. Ipag-uutos din po kaya ng Presidente na bigyan din ng libreng bakuna ang pamilya ng medical frontliners as they are also putting their own lives on the line now that the country is facing COVID pandemic.
I do not know po. I cannot add, I cannot subtract to what the President said. Sinabi po niya, isasama niya yung pamilya ng men in uniform.
Question from Virgil Lopez. The Commission on Higher Education has approved the return to limited face-to-face classes for students of medicine and allied health sciences? Will the President also reconsider Ched's approval given his concern about the UK variant of the coronavirus?
Well, sa tingin ko po, number one, you cannot second guess the president. Pero number two, obvious po ang dahilan kung bakit kinakailangan magpatuloy ang training ng mga doctors dahil pag hindi natin pinagpatuloy yan, may darating pong panahon, wala tayong magiging graduates. And at the time of pandemic, we need all the doctors we can have.
Opo. Question for PhilHealth Chief Attorney Giran from Virgil Lopez po. The Philippine Red Cross daw po said PhilHealth has yet to formulate a package for the coverage of saliva tests for COVID-19. Will PhilHealth include saliva tests in the benefit package for COVID-19 testing?
Meron ng estudyong ginawa ng ating mga kasama dito sa PhilHealth, and it's welcome for us itong saliva testing because it's less intrusive, and all our studies, all our recommendation, even pricing will be what we call this, will be tossed to the meeting we will be having tomorrow with the board of directors. Bukas po.
Okay, thank you po. From Sam Medinilla, for Secretary Roque, may desisyon na po kaya si President Duterte sa proposal daw po ng Department of Agriculture to issue a new order to implement price freeze para po sa pork products?
Antay na lang po natin ang desisyon, pero it was a recommendation made by the authorized cabinet secretary, and it's a matter of time po before the president acts on it. Konting antay lang
Opo,
po.
second question po niya, i-verify lang po namin kung magkakaroon po kaya ng cabinet meeting today to discuss the government's economic recovery plan for COVID-19.
Wala pong cabinet meeting today.
Question from Vance Fernandez, with the passing daw po of the Chinese Coast Guard law allowing the Coast Guard to take more direct action against foreign vessels, what is the official diplomatic response of the Philippines to this development? And what will the AFP and DND do in the situation that this may cause an incident that may potentially escalate tensions?
Sinabi na po ni Secretary Locsin, wala naman po tayong diplomatic moves na gagawin dyan. It's their law.
From Tina Mendez ng Philippine Star, ayon po kay Secretary Roque, ipinag-aaralan mabuti ang pagpapaluwag ng age restriction. Di po ba na-consult ang IATF ang presidente bago niluwagan ng age restriction sa mga edad 10 hanggang 14 years old? Bakit di natimbang ang kaso ng new variants na unang desisyon sa easing if age restriction? Kailangan pang tuloy i-revoke ng Pangulo.
Ang sa akin po, the President ultimately decides on matters under the jurisdiction of IATF dahil extension lang po ng Presidente ang IATF. So wala pong issue doon. Whatever the President has decided prevails.
Opo. Question naman po mula kay Ace Romero. Patanong daw po ito dahil Trade Secretary Lopez says failure to reopen the economy and ease age-based restriction may backfire and may negatively affect the economy, livelihood, and even the health of Filipinos. How is the government bracing for this given that the President halted the relaxed age-based restriction?
Wala pong issue yan dahil unang-una, tinitignan lang naman natin talaga kung ano po epekto ng new variant sa kabataan. Kung maging malinaw po na wala pa rin masyadong apekto yan sa kabataan, bakit hindi naman po, At ito po yung sa mga lugar na MGCQ, So wala pong inconsistency. Antay lang po natin kung ano pang malalaman natin tungkol dito sa new variant because the whole world is actually studying kung ano itong new variant nito.
Opo. Secretary, last question na po ito mula pa rin kay Ace Romero. What are the possible effects of this prolonged age-based restriction on the economy given that a huge chunk of sales according to DTI comes from families?
Well, inaasahan po natin na unang-una, hindi nga po siguro ito permanente. At malapit na rin naman po matapos itong ating problema sa COVID. Nandiyan na po ang bakuna, huwag natin kalimutan po yan. Bakuna po yung solusyon. At anytime in February, magsisimula na po tayo. Ang plano po natin is within the year, matapos lahat yung bakuna na yan. So hindi naman po ito magtatagal na. meron din pong katapusan itong ating paghihinagpis sa ilalim ng pandemya. Konting antay lang po.
Thank you,
Okay.
Secretary Roque.
So kung wala na po tayong mga tanong, I'd like to thank Attorney Giran. Thank you very much, President Giran. As you experience, talagang marami po talagang tanong ang ating mga kasama sa Malacañang Press Corps. And thank you for joining us. I appreciate it very much. Maraming salamat, Yusek Roque, and maraming salamat po sa ating mga kasama sa Malacañang Press Corps. Alam ko po marami talagang naiinip na. Pero ito na po yung sinasabi ni Presidente, hindi na kinakailangang mag-antay pa ng matagal. Pebrero, magsisimula na po tayo ng ating pagbabakuna at huwag din kayo maniwala sa kritiko ng gobyerno na nakukungilala tayo dahil ang katotohanan po, sabay-sabay lang po tayo ng karamihan ng ating mga karatig bansa sa ASEAN na magpabakuna. 2 pong ating karatig bansa ay nagbakuna na pero kakaunti lang po yan. Ang lahat po ay magiging kasabayan lang natin. Pilipinas, gaya ng sinasabi ng ating Pangulo, we will all heal as one. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.